Rav Shimon says that Dava she'emet chavein, if you don't have intention to do an act, do a malacha on Shabbat, it's muta. Right? The Gemara illustrated by the story of the person that could go ahead, pointing at him, and drag a bed. A bird could drag a couch on Shabbat on the on the ground, on the the dirt floor. Even though it's a possibility he'll make a groove, but as long as you don't have intention to make the groove, and it's not definite that you're going to make a groove, he says you could do that. So the same way he says you could do that, what's the difference between that and moving the oil lamp where you might, it's not a definite that the fire is going to be extinguished. So why should that be different? And why is he more strict when it comes to the lamp, the oil lamp, than moving the bed and possibly making a groove? So the Gemara suggested the following answer, meaning it was asked to Rav Yosef responded to Abaye's question, and he said the difference is because by the fire, if he would have intent, it's true. He doesn't have any intent to put out the fire, and it's not definite that he's going to put out the fire. But if he would have intent to put out the fire, that he has the ability to go ahead and be violating the Torah. If he would want to improve the wick, and he has the ability. So he had this act of moving the lamp has within it the ability to possibly violate the Torah if he would have intention to put it out. So therefore, the rabbi said that we're not going to allow him to move that lamp even when he doesn't have intention to put it out. However, by the case of the bed, of moving the bed, we said that moving the bed, since the act is not the normal way, by moving a bed to make a groove, even if he would intend to make a groove, he would not be violating the Torah on a Torah level because it is, Rashi calls it tikla hayad. It's not the normal way. You don't make a groove by that's not the way people make grooves, by dragging beds, and therefore the rabbis did not make a rabbinic prohibition in such a situation.
So then Shimon agrees with that, and then the question, why would you have a problem moving
the lamp? Right,
yeah.
right. So that's the difference between the lamp and the bed. The lamp has possibility to be violating, his ability to be, his capability of violating the Torah, and therefore he says he wants to stay away from that. And therefore the rabbis would be more strict by the lamp in contrast to the groove. That is what we said. That's how we ended yesterday. So we're on the last line of 46b2. So to that, the Gemara says, Mativ Rava. So Rava is going to challenge this approach of Rabbi Yosef. So he says like this: Mochri kesud, a person who sells clothing. What do we say about a person who sells clothing? We say mochrin karka. They could sell to the non-Jewish world. They could sell garments that are made out of shatnez. When they're wearing it, and they can. This opinion holds. You could even model. You could even model the garment, putting on the shatnez garment, because as long as you don't have in mind, you're putting on the garment for benefit. Let's say it's the summertime, but you don't have in mind that you're putting on the garment to protect you from the heat of the sun, or it's the winter time. You don't, as long as you don't have in mind that wearing the garment to protect you from the rain. So as long as you don't have in mind to benefit from it, and that's good enough. And Rashi says, whose opinion this is? That's Rav Shimon. Rav Shimon says, as long as you don't have in mind, you're not mechavein, and and we have to say that we're talking about it's not definite you're going to have benefit from the garment, because maybe we're talking about you wearing other garments that are maybe protecting you from the sun, and maybe you're wearing other, meaning it sounds like if you wouldn't be having other garments protecting you from the rain, maybe might be a great shot, right? We have to say most probably that it's not that that it's definite that you're going to go ahead and have benefit. And the Ritva has difficulty with this pshat because he said, how could you allow wearing a garment in the rainy season and say you don't have a mind to benefit? If you put on every garment that you put on, every extra garment, morning assignment that you wear in the rainy season, you're benefiting. Then it's a psik resha. It should be a definite you're benefiting from the garment. You say today to tomorrow, I don't have a mind to benefit from the garment. It should be you are benefiting from the garment. So, so the Ritva learns it doesn't mean the actually putting the garment on your shoulder, on your body in the normal way. You are you're putting the garment on your shoulder. And this type of, it's not really wearing it in in a real way. And there, it's not a psik resha. It's not definite that you're going to benefit from it. The only problem is the language of the Gemara. On this pshat, it says you sell the ones who sell the garments sell kedarkam, the normal way. So what's the normal way? If you're putting it on your shoulder, maybe that's not the normal way. Unless you have to say that was the normal way, that they would not always model and wear the clothing. They would just put it on their shoulder to show the clothing of some sort. We have to see the ritva inside. But see, here there seems to be a discussion. What does it mean? Are you actually wearing the garment, or you're not wearing the garment? But as long as you are not intending to have benefit. Now, by the way, here, even though we say here about people selling shatnez, in halacha today, if a person goes ahead and if you're a manufacturer, you have a halachic question regarding if you're selling a garment, you might need to say in the ingredient of the garment that it contains linen. So the buyer is aware if it's wool and linen. So the buyer should be aware that there's wool and linen here, because if you sell a garment there's not people don't know that there's linen in the other materials. So then, and Jews buy it, that's a problem. All right, Mark, you know what I'm talking about. I presume you discussed this issue most probably with somebody. If you're selling a garment,
Absolutely.
what are you saying?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. If you're selling a garment, you need to. I would think you would need to go ahead and write in the label. If it has linen, you have to write so the buyer needs to know, because or else it could be a problem for the Jews that are buying the garment.
Are you benefiting from selling the garment to a goy?
I'm saying there's no problem of technically benefiting from shatnez. Like we see, you could sell it.
Okay.
So there's no problem of benefiting
Maybe
shatnez.
it's for wearing.
But for you, if you're modeling it, so then the issue is, are you allowed to model the clothing? Because you're not intending. Good morning, Asaf, to wear it for the purpose of wearing it. You want to just show the clothing for the buyer to buy.
Well, it's the same thing also if you're allowed to try on a suit
Right,
that has shot in it before it's checked.
right. I'm saying you're allowed
So
to, based
how is
on
that different?
right. I mean, based on this Gemara, according to this pshat, you should be able to. Mark is saying you could be able technically to put on a shatnez suit to try it on and buy it, as long as your intention when you're trying it on is not to benefit, See, that would fit in that you're not intending to benefit from it, right? Because you're trying it on. It's not like you're trying it on outside in the street when it's raining, and you're benefiting from the. So I mean, so therefore, it's not, and you're not intending to wear it, right? Because the prohibition, the Torah's prohibition is to wear a garment that has wool and linen, and that prohibition, the one Avram, is only, right, Simon, when you have in mind to benefit from it. Like when people wear a garment, the purpose of wearing a garment is to benefit from the garment. But morning, Simon, morning, Mark. But when you wear a garment to show it to the buyer, that's how Rashi learns. That's not the prohibition of wearing shatnez. Torah says, "Lo sobach," don't wear it. That's not wearing. That's modeling. That's just trying on. That's not wearing. You know.
So is it about the enjoyment of the garment, or
Or you wear it, but
the
the
protection
protection
of the elements?
could be told.
So like, what I'm saying is, the guy's modeling it, right?
Right.
And he's saying, my intention's not to enjoy wearing it as if it was mine.
That's exactly what I was saying.
But he's built to enjoy it anyway.
Why is he enjoying? Wait, but is he enjoying it? Is he benefiting? Is there a benefit? Because I enjoy just showing
Give
it.
me enjoyment as benefit, because when I'm wearing clothes outside, most of the clothes, it's not to protect from the elements, it's just to, feel good.
Look good.
It's to look good. A guy who sells clothes in a suit store, most likely he enjoys the modeling, even if it's just modeling. And so what I'm
But
asking,
that's not. Right.
but like, what's the difference between there's the intention and then there's the inevitability of it? Like, where does it cross to one?
Right. So the question they ask on Rashi is that the inevitability of benefiting from the garment, from benefiting from the wearing of the garment, is when it's raining. So that's the Ritva's question of Rashi. Don't tell me I'm not intending,
Exactly.
right? So you're saying it's a different aspect, different application of the benefit, right? Because he's saying, Adam is saying, you're benefiting, but you feel good. You're showing the garment, not because benefiting from the wearing of the warmth of the
A
garment,
lot,
right?
a lot of students today will tell people to wear the clothes that we sell. So in his case, he's saying a guy that sells shoes, he's wearing the suit and buying the shirt for the day. He's wearing that nice, beautiful navy suit. Guy walks in, he sees that suit, goes, I want to buy that suit. So now the guy says, you look great in that suit. Da, 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 da. How is that different than the guy in the rain? Because the guy in the rain, you don't have to describe how he's benefiting. He's clearly benefiting. This guy in the suit is not wearing it for wearing its purpose, for going, saying, I'm going to wear this to shul today. He's wearing it to sell clothes as his job. Is he modeling it? Is he wearing it? Starts to get fuzzy. Is he wearing it for the rain? Is he wearing it for not? A little fuzzy.
Right. So if this is the way the guy goes to work in this garment, he's using the modeling garment as his garment. So it would sound like to me, if this is how you go to work, the employer says you got to go to work with
Come to work like this. Oh, they get in the store after
they store, they put on the suit, but so therefore they don't they don't walk in with the suit from the house, right? That's what I'm saying, Mark. I thought you meant that. But if they walk into the store, this is like their work, and they change their clothing. It's like a guy puts on an apron. I'm changing. You go into the Yankee uniform. That's my uniform. I'm wearing this uniform, but I'm not wearing this because I have any intent of. This is not my clothing that I would wear. I'm wearing it for a total different purpose. You're saying, but good, but you're wearing it, right? Your question is, I am wearing it now. The whole day,
not on and off like I do with my suit, the shot. Do I like this? Oh, my shot is on. Yes, yes.
You're saying you're wearing this for hours. That's what you're saying. You're wearing it for hours. So you're saying that if you're wearing it for hours, that should be you really if you're using it as you're benefiting like any other garment, right? That's but he was also what Adam I think was also getting to is that not all benefits of clothing is for the wearing of is for the warmth of the clothing. It's an enjoyment of just showing the style. It's not about benefit. You see, Rashi talks about the warmth of the garment. That what we as long as you don't intend to have benefit from the warmth of the garment, you're wearing the garment for its that garment is a protection for you.
Maybe Rosh was living in he's living in the dark ages. I don't know that Rashi could have conceptualized the wearing the clothes for any other reason.
I mean, you can accept people have styles.
That's true.
Maybe they had jewelry. They had jewelry. Right. Listen, they got nose rings. They got their
2,000.
right. They got makeup. They got jewelry. They had all that stuff.
That shit is not new.
But it seems like there's too many potential loopholes here for shots, right? Like if you're going to your job, if you're the garbage man or something, the shotness in the garbage uniform, it seems weird that would be permitted. Like, I wouldn't think it is.
Right, because you're benefiting there. It's clear you're definitely benefiting from you're definitely benefiting from it. But right. So this is
we shouldn't be playing baseball professionally.
right. That's true also. You see the way he says in this commentary, he says the prohibition of wearing klaya is only a wearing that has benefit. So, and he quotes the Gemara in Yevamot. The Gemara says, shatnez, you shouldn't have put a garment of shatnez, Torah says, upon you. So I would have said, if you can't put a garment of shatnez on you, even if you sell the garment, just to wear it, to model it, you can't put it on you. So the Torah says, don't wear shatnez. Similar to wearing that has benefit. And when you're not intending that it should protect you, and since that's how Rashi learns, and therefore, since you don't have benefit of a clothes. So let me ask you a different question. I could understand if I'm wearing a suit and I put a jacket over my jacket, then I'm not really benefiting anything, right? So if I wear a uniform, if I model clothing on top of me, that maybe we could understand I'm not getting any benefit from the clothing because I have my own clothing. I'm wearing my own clothing anyways. If I take off my suit, take off my shirt has shatnez, and I'm modeling the shirt of the store, I'm benefiting it from it. So maybe the question is it possible that it means that you're putting it on top of your clothing? And when you're putting it on top of your clothing, you won't be able to put on. You have to, yeah, but if you want to show the colors, you want to show maybe does it mean so maybe the modeling did not need that level of modeling that you had to take off your own clothing, and therefore maybe you're not. I'm just suggesting we have to see more. Maybe you're not real. That I could see is why I'm not definitely getting benefit.
It has to be like trying on. If I try on a jacket, I'm allowed to try on a jacket. Am I allowed to model a jacket? Just try it on, put it on, take it off, say that. I'm gonna wear it all day.
Where are they?
I'm wearing.
You're wearing it. You're wearing it,
As
right?
you said, you're wearing.
You're right.
If I try it on.
Try it on. You're not wearing, and you're not benefiting. You're inside a store, right? But he's saying even if it's hot outside, So you have to, or even if it's raining. So they want to say, we're talking about you're wearing the garments in a way that you're definitely not benefiting. What's the example? You have other garments that you're wearing that are protecting you from the sun and the rain. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you are wearing this garment as an extra layer. You already have garments on you. What do you say? It's cold in here, Mark?
No, it's my glasses.
Oh, so he says it's cold because we're talking about benefit from the heat. Simon, I want to say you're wearing if the modeling here is you're modeling on top, you're wearing it on top of yourself. Let's say and therefore you don't really need this extra layer. But if you're definitely benefiting, Rabbi Shimon would agree that it's a problem. So that is Tosfos' opinion. The Ran says
For the purpose of providing physical benefit.
so. I'm saying, Mark, that if you're wearing other clothing and you're throwing on this jacket, and let's say the way they wore their clothing, it wouldn't make it. You put a jacket on top of your jacket, and that's how you're showing it.
No, if you're wearing this jacket right now, and I'm a customer, I walk in, I said, I want to see that other suit. You gonna put it on top of your suit?
But
You're not gonna make it.
again, remember, let's say they wore, let's say, four-cornered garments. Think about your tzitzit. You just throw it over you. So now I put another layer on top of me. I put another tzitzit on top of my tzitzit, right? Another garment. If they're garments, a lot of them were like those four-cornered garments. You just throw over you. So you throw another pair of tzitzit on that first pair of tzitzit. So therefore, that second pair of tzitzit, I'm showing it. So how do you like that, Mark? I'm just showing. I'm showing this second garment. I'm not better. I already have my garment on. Just do another garment on me. If you throw another pair of tzitzit on top of your tzitzit, it's not bad. What am I gaining from it? What am I? Good morning. You put a talit.
So what they're also saying here, what you said earlier, that therefore understands the Mishnah
Differently. He explained differently. He
Saying
understands.
Permitting
Not to wear it. Just throw it on put it on your shoulder. Your shoulder and show the garment. Right, right.
Over their shoulder, in which such case enjoyment is not
Definite, and it's not the normal way of wearing. It's not wearing it. That's not also wearing.
He's saying it has to be like that, because if that's not the rule, then people would be
Benefiting
almost
inevitably. Right, that's his issue. But I'm saying no. I'm saying to defend Rashi, you go ahead. You put on a talit. You're wearing your clothing. Then you throw a talit on you. You're modeling the talit. You're going to be modeling a talit this morning. Are you really? You're warm without it. Or you have other clothes that's protecting you without it. So it's not really, you're not really, the strong question may be, the question is, am I not benefiting if it's rain? That's Ritva's question, right? Let's say I'm wearing another layer of clothing, I'm still benefiting from every layer of clothing, or it's hot outside. I have one layer of clothing, protects me from the heat. I throw another layer of clothing on me, it should protect me even more from the heat. So isn't it inevitable that I'm going to have benefit? That's really the Ritva's. Good morning. So really, the language of the Gemara is as long as you don't have Rashi is saying that you don't have a mind to benefit. So would that be enough? In this case, would this be different than the general rule? Meaning to say, the general rule we said by Hilchos Shabbat. Right. But I said, but general by Hilchos Shabbat, we said if you know you're going to make a groove in the ground, you can't do it. I don't care. You don't have a mind to make the groove. If you know you're making the groove. But there are some that learn when it comes to shatnez, it's the fact that it's inevitable that you're going to have benefit.
You could move the bed.
No, you can't. You can only move the bed when it's not definite that you're going to make the groove. There's two things happening. You don't intend to make the groove. No intention, and you don't know that it's going to happen. But if you know that it's going to make a groove, Rav Shimon would agree. When it comes to the laws of Shabbat, if you know that you're going to be doing act of the malacha, you're going to do the work. There, Reb Shimon puts his hands down and he says, I agree to you. Modeh Reb Shimon. When it comes to laws of Shabbat, Reb Shimon agrees, Psik Reisha, when it's definitely going to happen, that no, the candle when it's lit, it's not a Psik Reisha. It's not definite. So the question is, so what's the problem? That's the Gemara's issue. It's not, you know, when you're moving a candle, Mark, when you're moving a oil lamp, you don't know that the fire is going to go out when you're moving it. It's not definite. It's not inevitable. So if it's not inevitable, what's the problem? Good morning, Boker Tov. If it's not inevitable.
You have the candle, you have the moving the bed.
And the shatnez. 3 cases.
So the candle, we all agree that whether it goes out or not.
It's still a problem.
It's a problem.
Morning, right. Well, Boker Tov.
Problem, everyone agrees.
Right. Hine ma tov ma'anom shevet achim gam yachad.
Everyone agrees that's a problem.
Everyone agrees that's a
No
problem.
one's challenged.
Yes,
When I go to the bed, intention matters and inevitability matters.
correct,
If I'm certain it's going to crawl off the ground, it's a problem.
correct,
If I have intention, it's a problem. If I'm not certain and I have no intention, go ahead and move it.
exactly.
I
We
go
need
to
both.
Right, you're right. You have to have, you know what?
intention and no.
But also, but it could be if you had a mind to do the malacha, even if you now know that it's going to happen, you can't have a mind to make the groove.
No.
But the other way, right? But if you have a mind not to make the groove, and you know, and you're not, it's not inevitable. You don't know whether it's going to happen. But on that side of the case,
Right. If I say, I don't know it's gonna make the groove, and.
and I'm not intending to make the groove.
I'm sure it's not. But if
It's
you-
not sure. It's not surely. We say it's not a problem. But even though you might make a groove, you're doing something that has capability,
and your
but not
intention-
inevitability.
your intention.
And my intention is not to make the
No.
groove.
We agree, your intention is not, and it could go either way.
Then you're fine. But if your intention is to make a groove,
And it
and
does, then
and it's not inevitable, it's still a problem. You can't intend.
you cannot do it.
You can't do it.
So that's like the candle. It's
And-
like the candle in a way of saying, if the candle doesn't go out, all right, you didn't make it. If I have intention to carve the ground
You can't do it.
and it doesn't carve the ground.
It doesn't make you didn't violate the Torah, but you're still not allowed to do that.
You
That
agree.
act is forbidden.
So
Right.
now let's go to.
Yeah. Let's go to Shanis. We want to bring Rabotai, want to bring you up to date, David and Steve. We're discussing here Shatnez. We're discussing that, it's a big problem. Shatnez is a big problem. It's one of the things, by the way, that Rashi brought down recently, that the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, and the Umot Ha'olam, the nations of the world, poke fun at us. They poke fun. They say, what are you doing? Why are you wearing that garment? That beautiful. I know you have a beautiful garment with Shatnez. They sell this beautiful jacket at Zara. Like one of the guys from the class had a coat, a $2,000 coat that he bought, and he showed it. I don't know where he bought it from, but he bought it. He bought a $2,000 coat, and he asked me to check it. He asked me to check it, and it had Shatnez, and it was a big job because they really stitch it good in the collar. That's where they put a linen in the collar. Good morning, doctor. And they really did a big job. It was a hard job getting it out. But all the irony is, the more expensive, the more likely it has Shatnez, because that's where they want to make it look great, right? But there are Jewish people that don't understand and appreciate the mitzvah, just like the nations of the world poke fun, the Yetzer Hara pokes fun. So it's a harder mitzvah for people to understand. It's a chok. Now, obviously, has a reason, but everything has a reason. We might not understand. You have to look into it. Everything has a reason. But getting back, the Gemara says that if a person is a seller of clothing, you are a salesman in a clothing store, it says you could sell clothing to goyim, even if it has shatnez. The prohibition is not to benefit from shatnez. You're allowed to sell wool and linen, but you can't. But even as long as you're not intending to have, when you're wearing, you can even model it. Not only to sell it, you can even model it, put it on, as long as you're not intending to benefit from when you're modeling it. That you're selling it, but I'm sorry, right? You're selling. You're not intending to benefit from the warmth of the garment. There's no problem of selling it and making money on the deal. But as long as you're not intending for the right. Rashi says to the warmth of the garment. So how do we explain that? If you're modeling it, but let's say you have, what'd you say? So there's no problem of selling it, but the question is, when I wear a garment, if you wear a garment, usually it protects you from the heat of the day. Like today, it's a little chilly outside. You're putting on a garment. Why are you wearing the garment? Because you want a warmth. You don't want to be cold. That would be now if you're putting on the store is cold. They like to keep the air conditioner on because I'll mention it. There's a chassid, I mean, a religious guy that wants the women in the store to dress modestly. So what does he do? He always keeps the air conditioner. He always keeps the air conditioner on all the year, all the time. He keeps it on high. So he doesn't have because he doesn't want the women in the store looking not or in the office. How do you like that idea, by the way? Is that creative or not? I like it always cold, and I'm the boss. So you might as well wear proper clothing to be comfortable in the store. Okay, but I had to throw that in. Mark, I had to throw that in, right? We got to give people ideas, creativity in life. How to, you have to figure out. You have to be creative in Judaism to make it, right?
So what's considered wearing?
What's considered very good. So if you throw an extra, so we're saying if you throw an extra layer on you, you don't need it. You have no benefit. You're not benefiting from it. That's called. You also, but I don't need. If I would throw another garment, another jacket on me. Let's say I have the way I want to say, make believe we're going back to the old days. A lot of the garments are four-corner garments, like the tzitzit that you throw over you. If you throw a tallit now, or even now, if I would model a tallit right now, I would put on a tallit to model. I want to show everybody the tallit. Am I benefiting from the warmth of the tallit, or it's like an extra layer that I don't really need?
I think intention
Is the key.
Because we said in moving the bed, you have to have intention to make the groove, and it has to be
Definite that you're going to make the groove.
definite, no intention to make the groove. I can move the bed.
Right.
Same thing goes here. Is if you want to get warm and you want to put it on for warm,
That you can't do.
you can't do that.
Well, what about if you don't want to
If
get
you
warm?
don't want to get warm and you're warm enough and you're comfortable temperature and you want to try it on,
Show it.
or model it, and your intention is not to get
And
warm.
it's not definite. And it's not definite that you're going to get warm, as long as it's not definite. But the question that they have on Rashi is, it says even in the rainy season, it's raining outside, right? It seems like they had their stores outside, right? They had their push carts, and they didn't have everything indoors. So so even if it's raining, so even what do you say? Right. So even if it's raining, as long as they're not intending to protect themselves from the rain, they could put on that clothing to model it. Or if it's hot outside, they could put on, as long as they're not intending to protect from the heat. But the question is, isn't it inevitable that if it is definite, I'm going to be benefiting from that garment? So there are those that say that when it comes to shatnez, if you don't have in mind to benefit from it, even if you're going to benefit from it, it's not a problem. That would be one way to understand it. That even though in general, when it comes to Shabbat, when you're doing the act, like Mark said, if I would go ahead and I rig a bed outside on a dirt floor, and I know that the legs of the bed are going to make a groove, it's definitely going to make a groove, which will soften up the ground, make it. That's a plowing act. Plowing is to soften up the ground for planting. If I know what's going to happen, I can't do it. That's the laws of Shabbat. Even if I don't intend to make the groove, but I know it's going to happen. It's like the Gemara says, I don't intend to kill the bird, but I'm chopping off its head. Okay, that's called psik reisha. You're cutting off its head, and it's not going to die. I didn't have, one of the third number halachas is you can't kill an animal on Shabbat. I didn't intend slaughtering, take a life. I didn't intend to kill it. I only wanted to cut off its head. It doesn't make a difference. You're killing you're killing the animal. But perhaps when it comes to shatnez, right? That's a new idea. There are those that might want to say when it comes to shatnez, if you're wearing it not for the purpose of wearing it for the purpose of protecting you, but for the warmth. But it is doing. I'm only putting it on because I want to model the clothing. If I wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be doing it. I'm only putting it on cause of what's my purpose? Because I'm a salesman. I'm modeling. I'm not doing it for the warmth. You're enjoying it. You are getting warmth, but that's not my intention. So by chatnez, some say it would be allowed. Okay, I want to wish everyone a beautiful day. Say it again. Right, definitely, right.
But you can't sell it to another Jew, though.
You can't sell the shatnez to another Jew unless he knows that it's shatnez, and then he has to take it out. But you can't not put it in the label. It would seem you as a Jew, you have to say in the label linen. You have to disclose that it's linen, because all those Jewish people don't know. Doctor, great to see you. Have a great day. Anybody needs an optometrist? This man is the man. Dr. Rosa, have a great day.
No, it's just my head.
Have a great day, Asaf.